Hello and welcome to episode 35 of Full Movie Podcast, a show where we talk about those long-forgotten classics that deserve a rewatch. I'm Freya.
And I'm Matt.
How's it going, Matt?
It's going good. I'm feeling really pumped actually today. Yes.
Is that off the back of our very enjoyable live stream last night?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It was good fun, wasn't it?
That really was fun. And to everybody who came on for that, thank you.
Yeah, we had a great time, and we are very touched and thrilled that you wanted to spend 2 hours with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking at you. It was really very, very enjoyable, and I can't believe we talked for 2 hours.
I know, but it didn't seem to be 2 hours.
It did not, did it?
It went by so quick.
It was great.
It was really fun, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We'll definitely be doing another one.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, that was very good. Very good. I'm really pleased with that. But we also, we had some kind of requests.
Yes, we did. We had some criticism.
Did we?
Well, no, not criticism as in like, you're shit, do better. It was more like, hey, can you do this? And it was like, yeah, sure, we can do that.
I mean, that's a suggestion.
Yeah,
it's constructive criticism, I suppose. So we were asked by Richard Enriquez if we could do some Netflix recommendations, which is a very good idea.
Of which we can.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Can I have £1 million?
No, I haven't got it.
Okay.
So
that's...
well, I mean, it's okay. Well, maybe not ask and you may receive.
Okay.
Within reason.
We'll talk about this later. We'll do negotiations later.
Okay.
Have you got any Netflix recommendations?
No, but you have.
You the list is right in front of you. You could just read off the list.
I could do, but I'll let you do it.
All right. Okay. So so the reboot version of Halloween.
Yeah.
From I think it was 2018, 2019, I think.
Yeah.
That's up on Netflix now. It's actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. If you're looking for a good horror film,
yes,
that's
now,
up there.
Now that it's October.
Oh yes. So I recommend Halloween.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Also, there's Challenger: The Final Flight, which is just a good documentary. I enjoyed that. It was interesting. And then for a bit of... because I like my animations, my culty, more adult animations, not porn, but,
Yeah.
Is it Heishi? Haiti? No, I don't know. It's
hentai.
There you go.
Not hentai.
Because I've never had to Google it. Anyway,
it's good.
I've never had to have a conversation about it with my parents. Like, you're falling in love with that pillow too much. Yeah, well, Anyway, no.
Skip the end.
So I strongly recommend Love, Death and Robots. It's been on Netflix for a while, and I think it's awesome.
It's a good kind of compilation of different.
It's different stories.
Different stories, different animators, different animation styles.
Oh, and it's beautiful.
And it's really, really... The stories are good and the animation is fantastic. So, yeah, that's a good one.
My favourite episode of that was there's an attack on a farm. And it's brutal, but it's awesome.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good one, definitely. And it's they're not too long either, so it's a good kind of... If you've
Love, Death and Robots.
Yeah.
Watch it.
So we've also been watching...
Films.
Yeah. We've actually been watching films this week. My goodness gracious.
So what have you watched apart from Desperate Housewives?
So we have watched Babysitter, Killer Queen.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
It was okay. That's on Netflix as well.
That's also on Netflix. So it's the sequel to Babysitter, The Babysitter.
Which I really liked.
Which is much better than its sequel, to be honest.
It's an MCG film who did like Charlie's Angels, but don't hold that against him. The first Babysitter is actually really fun.
Yeah, really, really good. I probably, if you haven't seen Babysitter, definitely watch that. And if you have seen that, then the sequel is fun. It's fun. It is, I think, intentionally ridiculous.
Yes, definitely. And the sequel?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
the sequel. It's fine. It's not really good like the first one is.
Yeah, it isn't as good. But it's okay. It's gory as hell. There are moments in the film where I didn't want to laugh, but I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a bit silly.
It is very silly, but it's got, gratuitous bloodshed, and it is, it doesn't take itself seriously, so neither should you.
So far from it, yeah.
But we've also been watching, so we watched The Gate.
We did, because of Jerry from Hardly Paranormal. He said he was scared of the hand with the eye in it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, I purposely took a picture. I don't know if I've sent it to him. I remember, we watched that quite late on Friday night, didn't
Well, you
we?
definitely should send it to him.
I think I will. I might send it really late at night for him.
Yeah.
So.
Just send it to him randomly, you know, every day for the rest of his natural life.
Luckily, Jerry doesn't listen to this podcast, so we'll never know.
Okay. That's a shame. But that was good. I really enjoyed that. That is on Shudder.
Amazon Shudder?
Yeah,
possibly?
Amazon Prime, Shudder, one of those.
Yeah. I mean, this is all for UK. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
about
it might be different in other countries. And we also watched The Stuff.
The Stuff, yes.
Which was fine. It was I enjoyed it too. It was good. And that was recommended to us by David Mooring.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Just these kind of random horror movie suggestions are my bag, so keep them coming.
Yes. Thanks, Dave. That was awesome of you.
I do like the idea of a killer dessert.
What else? We watched something else as well.
We watched The Conjuring.
We did watch The
For
Conjuring.
the 20 millionth time.
Have we watched it that much?
No.
I was going to say.
We've watched it quite a lot.
That's a gross exaggeration there, Freya. Blimey.
I do apologise. But yeah, we've seen it a lot because it's great.
Yep, it is a good film.
And,
It's one of those films that actually does scare me.
Yeah, it's definitely a standout horror and always frightening.
It was a good way to start the Howling season, shall we say?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. So yeah, that's what we've been watching. So what did we watch for this episode, Matt?
So, for this episode, we did a 1962 classic cinema, which is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
An ageing child star must care for her former movie star sister after crippling her in a car accident, and there's no love lost between the pair.
Ooh. That's become our thing now.
I know.
Ooh. So, this was directed by Robert Aldrich, who also directed The Dirty Dozen, Kiss Me Deadly, The Frisco Kid, which is... have you ever heard of The Frisco Kid?
No.
The Frisco Kid is a film starring Gene Wilder. It's a western starring Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford.
Okay.
It's very weird. Well, it's not very weird. It's a bit silly, but I actually really liked it. I remember that.
Sounds good.
It was quite fun. Hustle and Mean Machine, both of which star in Burt Reynolds' Mean Machine, do you know?
No.
Adam Sandler and Vinnie Jones, the footballer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I assumed you didn't mean that one.
Yeah,
but yes.
It is. So it's the original 70s version with Burt Reynolds as the American football star. So, and actually the original's quite fun. It's quite fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's good.
Cool.
So, it was based on the novel by Henry Farrell. The screenplay was done by Lucas Heller, who also did Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, Flight of the Phoenix, and Judd Nelson's Blue City, in which I don't expect anybody to go, oh, I like that film.
Okay.
Like, Blue City is basically, it's one of those films that came after Breakfast Club, you know, so it's basically John Bender is a detective, but a young detective.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's also with Alison in it.
Okay.
Ali Sheedy. So
Okay. Right.
it's almost like a sequel to The Breakfast. It's not. It's definitely not. But honestly, I remember watching it late one night because it was randomly on TV, and I thoroughly enjoyed it in a embarrassing kind of way.
Pleasure.
Yeah. So come on then.
Well, I mean, this is iconic for many reasons,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, you know, obviously you've got two Hollywood powerhouses, classic Hollywood powerhouses in Bette Davis and Joan Crawford playing the lead roles of Blanche and Jane Hudson, and they do a fantastic job of hating each other because they really did.
They did. They loathed one another.
Yes, we're going to get onto that in a minute, but yeah, I love this film. I love particularly, of course, Betty Davis as Baby Jane Hudson. She's completely mad and horrible, and just frightening, I think.
Oh, she is very scary. But I'm going to say this, because obviously we're in October now. We're trying to do more horror films. I don't think there's so much horror.
No, I would never categorise it as that. No, it's a drama, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. It's good drama. And considering the year that it was released, it's I don't know. I don't think there's many films released in the 60s that are like whatever happened to Baby Jane.
No. But I suppose, it's got that sort of thriller, slight horror element in the sense that obviously the character of Blanche is being kept in this one room because she's, not able to walk. She's wheelchair bound, and her sister is, controls everything about her life. Where she goes, what she eats.
But, right, so hold on, because does Jane control Blanche really at the start of the film? No, that's what I'm thinking, because of course I retract, of course. The character of Baby Jane Hudson, played by Bette Davis, might be perceived as being the real villain in this film. But Blanche, she ain't completely innocent.
I'm glad you said that, because this is something that I wanted to bring up as well. So we might as well talk about it now. So in the beginning, God created. I
was just about to make that joke.
At the beginning of the film, we see the very young Jane, Baby Jane, performing on stage, and her sister Blanche watching from the sidelines. And essentially they Blanche gets upset because her dad kind of has a go at her, snaps at her, and the mum is like, oh, it'll be your turn one day, and you just have to try. I just want you to try and be kinder to Jane than her, your father and her have been to you. And she's like, don't worry, I won't forget.
Yeah, she's got a real sort of pissy face on.
Yeah, so she's saying it. I think that
the mum really needs to be looking at her in the face when she says these things.
It's like, face your mother, not the camera.
Yeah.
So I think that was that's the kind of pivotal, that's the important moment, because next it's 1935, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And Blanche is the star, the proper movie star, and she is... it's kind of revealed that part of her contract is that for every movie that the studio makes with her, they make a movie with Jane.
Yeah.
But Jane is rubbish. Anyway.
To put it bluntly.
So, yeah, and so just before the title of the film comes up, there is a scene where we assume that Jane has run over Blanche.
Yeah.
Now, spoiler, it turns out, it's revealed at the end of the film that actually Blanche was driving and Jane... So she tried to cripple Jane, tried to run over Jane, and in the process crippled herself, and let Jane believe for the next 30 years or whatever that it was the other way around.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you don't see the kind of 30 years from that point to the point of the main story of the film. You don't see the life of Jane caring for Blanche for 30 years, and what that's done to her.
Yeah, the toll of it all.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of the real interesting thing about this film, is like, well, we are seeing Jane kind of at the end of her tether.
Yep, definitely.
And really, Blanche has held this grudge since childhood, and this is her final way of, payback.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of.
You say it so elegantly. I say jerk.
She is a jerk. Blanche is definitely a jerk. So I think, although Jane does some awful things